Good morning. Here we go. It's that morning after again. Another match, another point. Very, very fortunate to come away with a 1-1 draw after that second half performance. And it's just a question now. I'm going to just ask a few bits and pieces, a few questions to the viewers. What do we think of that overall performance? Again, it's funny actually. Last week we were much better second half. This week we were much better first half. We're just not putting together 90 minutes, are we? It's not working somehow. Yet we're third in the table. So looking at last night's game, you know, we've all seen how the game panned out. In terms of the team, for me personally, I thought Frank got his selection wrong. Bentancur and Palhinha are great when you're defending, when you're away from home, when we haven't got much of the ball. But for me, it's too defensive to set up with those two and put Bergvall in the 10 when he's not a 10, he's quite plainly an 8. For me, left the midfield very, very unbalanced, very lacking in creation. I think, again, he plays Xavi on the left. This left-hand side is proving troublesome, isn't it? It's a real problem for him because he hasn't got a proper established left winger who can play. And again, up front, Richie not holding the ball up, not linking play. He's got to do more than just hit the channels. So for me, sort of going back, but unfortunately, with just before I go back to Frank's selection, just finishing off with Richie, there is at the moment you're looking at it. Solanke's injured, Moane's injured. So for me, he left Scarlett on the bench. I would have possibly thrown Scarlett on and given him a run out. But going back to the selection, again, I would have played Bergvall in the 8, Simmons in the 10. And I would have started Odebear on the left. The rest of the team, I think, was fine. Porro did need a rest. He's played, I think, pretty much every game this season. So again, it's, you know, you've got three very good fullbacks. Udogie had a very good game in the last week. So for me, when he came on against when he played in against Brighton, did well. Played very well, Udogie. For me, was man of the match. So I thought he deservedly kept his place. Porro needed a rest. Spence came in. The rest of the team picks itself. Kudus on the right. Richie, because there's no one else. And he played Simmons on the left. So sort of going through the game. The first half was better. It was okay. Nothing great. Had a lot of the ball. Simmons was pulling inside, giving Udogie a lot of room on the left. Unfortunately, Udogie's decision making and the speed of thought and the speed of cross was too slow. So we ended up creating very, very little. The best moves in the first half were down the right, particularly that the move I thought was superb, but unfortunately disallowed for offside was Bergvall and Kudus. Kudus had that header brilliantly saved by Sam Johnston, and that shot where he cut in and hit it, which you would expect the keeper to save. Apart from that, there really wasn't too much first half. We looked at it, and the second half we came out, and it was like we'd just gone down a level. Again, I thought Frank was too late with his substitutions. I would have changed things around quicker. We sort of waited, but in the end, we got there. You know, he tried Kudus on the left. He pulled Kudus across. That didn't work. Then he moved Kudus back, sort of pushed him more in field because Johnson was out on the right. Brought Tell on, and in the end, Tell made a significant contribution. Odebear worked hard, got the ball back to Tell. Tell cut inside, put the ball in for Sarr. Fabulous layoff by Sarr, and a superb finish by Palhinha. And for me, we got away with a point there, didn't we? First half I thought we possibly edged it. Second half, we dropped off. I thought Wolves played very, very well and would have been well worth the 3 points. Would have deservedly won those 3 points. But for that Paulinho finish, superbly taken. I think the whole ground went up more in relief than anything else. And we've come away with the points. And we said, I said a few weeks ago, while Frank's working things out, while we're slightly short squad-wise, we are unbalanced without a left winger. We are unfortunately, we're short without Solanke and Mawani there. Richie started off the season well, but has sort of gone a bit downhill after PSG, Burnley and City. But Frank's working things out at the moment. It's going to be difficult. We're not going to lose many games, but we're not going to score too many goals. I can see. We've got tougher battles ahead. We've got Leeds and Everton away, with Newcastle in the League Cup in October. Not going to be easy. Villa, Emery will bring them back to form. That's not going to be an easy game. In fact, you look at it. The Premier League this season is so competitive. And you look at the teams that are up there at the moment. You've got Palace, you've got Sunderland, you've got Bournemouth, amongst others. You've got Newcastle United down in the lower reaches and Villa, all I think in the bottom 7 of the division. So it's a different type of Premier League this season. It's going to be very, very competitive. I think we're going to see a lot more results that are going to surprise a few people. The bookies will be laughing because there's going to be a lot of results people aren't expecting. And anybody who wants to have a punt, have a flutter in the bookies, you're going to have to rethink things because as I say, it's very competitive. But I'm going to leave you guys with a quick question. The problem I think Frank has got, and he's working hard. You can see him trying to change different things, particularly regarding on the left-hand side. He's played Johnson there. He's played Odegaard there. He's played Tell there, although not too much. He's played Kudus there. He's played Xavi Simons there. As fans, what do you think Frank should be doing? Remember, we've got 3 months now till the transfer window. I think it's around 19, 20 games we've got. Maybe 21 max if we get through the Newcastle match at the end of October in the Carabao Cup. So Frank's got his hands full for 3 months. We're averaging 6-7 games a month. So it's nearly every other week. 13 games, 13 weeks, should I say, 20 matches. How would you solve this problem, if you can solve the problem, on the left side of the pitch? Would you play Udogie or Spence? Spence looked a bit out of sorts, funny enough, on the right side yesterday. Who would you play on the left? This is the question. Please like and subscribe. Look forward to seeing all your comments coming back, and look forward to seeing all of you watching the Spurs 5 tomorrow night. Take it easy. Finishing on a high, we are still 3rd in the table, and not too bad for what has been an average start at home particularly, and a good start away. Come on you Spurs, have a good day.